Power Legacy just dropped new information, and I'm telling you right now, this changes everything we thought we knew about the Power universe. After Force ends, nothing slows down, nothing resets, and nothing feels safe anymore. Tommy's war doesn't end in Chicago, Tariq's story doesn't pause, and the future of Power is about to become bigger, darker, and way more dangerous than ever before. If you thought Force was intense, what comes next will completely flip the game. Force is not ending quietly, and that is the most important thing to understand before talking about Power Legacy. The third and final season of Force is designed to push Tommy to his absolute limit, not to give him peace or closure. By the time Force ends, Tommy will have taken down almost every major threat standing in his way in Chicago. Ortega, Miguel, Che, Vic, even threats like Jared will either be gone or completely powerless. But winning a war does not mean the danger is over. It only means the battlefield changes. Tommy may control Chicago by the end of Force, but Chicago is not his endgame. It is just the launch point. This is where Power Legacy truly begins. After Force, Tommy will realize that staying in one city makes him an easy target because everyone now knows his name, his methods, and his reputation. That is why Power Legacy is not about rebuilding, it is about expansion. Tommy is no longer fighting to survive, he is fighting to dominate. But even Tommy knows he cannot do this alone anymore. This is where Tariq comes in. At the end of Power Book 2 Ghost, Tariq receives a mysterious call for help, and that moment was not random. That call is the bridge between Force and Power Legacy. Tommy promised Tariq back in the original Power that they would always answer each other's calls in times of trouble, and that promise is about to be tested. Tariq coming to Chicago is not about friendship, it is about strategy. Tariq has fully become Ghost now, not just in mindset, but in decision-making, and his arrival changes the balance completely. Together, Tommy and Tariq finish what Force started, clean up the last loose ends, and hand over Chicago's remaining operation to Diamond. That moment is critical because it shows that Tommy is finally letting go of control, something he has never been able to do before. And the second Tommy and Tariq leave Chicago together, Force officially ends and Power Legacy officially begins. This is not a new story with new rules. This is the continuation of a war that is about to move to a much bigger stage. The Power universe is no longer local, and the enemies waiting ahead are nothing like the ones they have faced before. Power Legacy is not just about Tommy and Tariq moving to a new city. It is about who they choose to bring with them and what kind of empire they want to build from scratch. This time, the rules are different because Tommy is no longer a lone soldier and Tariq is no longer a student learning the game. Every person who joins them has a purpose, and every relationship carries risk. At the top of that list is Maria, Tommy's only real weakness and also his biggest motivation. With Maria pregnant, Tommy is no longer fighting only for power or survival. He is fighting for a future, and that makes him far more dangerous than before. Protecting his family will force Tommy to make smarter decisions, but it will also create emotional pressure that enemies can exploit. Then there is D-Mac, who has evolved from a reckless kid into a full-on weapon. D-Mac represents the next generation of soldiers in Tommy's world, someone who follows orders without hesitation and thrives in chaos. In Power Legacy, D-Mac is no longer just muscle, he is proof that Tommy is building something long-term. On Tariq's side, Effie and Brayden are almost guaranteed to follow him. Effie brings intelligence, cold logic, and the ability to operate quietly, while Brayden represents chaos wrapped in loyalty. Brayden's biggest strength is also his biggest weakness because his emotions can easily put the entire operation at risk. That is why Tariq's leadership will be tested harder than ever. And then there is Tasha. No matter how far Tariq runs, Tasha never truly lets him go. Her presence always brings protection, manipulation, and drama at the same time. In Power Legacy, Tasha could become a liability or a secret weapon, depending on how much she interferes. There are also rumors about long-missing characters returning, including people like 2-Bit, someone known for loyalty and fearlessness. A character like that fits perfectly into a growing empire where trust is rare and betrayal is everywhere. What makes this team different from past Power crews is that everyone is damaged, everyone has blood on their hands, and everyone has something to lose. This is not a family built on love, it is a family built on necessity, and that makes Power Legacy far more unpredictable. Every alliance feels temporary, every bond feels fragile, and every decision feels like it could destroy everything. This team is strong, but strength alone will not be enough for what is coming next, because the city they are heading to will test them in ways Chicago never did. What truly separates Season 3 from everything that came before is the way the trailer reframes conflict, because this time, the danger doesn't feel external or sudden. It feels slow, deliberate, and deeply personal. Season 2 relied on crises that exploded into view, firings, assaults, arrests, and power grabs that forced characters to react. The Season 3 trailer, however, leans into something far more unsettling. Pressure that builds quietly while everyone pretends things are fine. CTT looks functional on the surface, but the trailer repeatedly suggests fractures forming underneath, not through violence, but through doubt, fatigue, and mistrust. Tommy no longer looks like a man fighting for control. He looks like a man trying to hold together something fragile while knowing exactly how easily it can collapse. The weight of leadership has shifted from corporate stress to moral responsibility. Every deal now risks not just money, but the safety and future of people he personally brought into this company. The trailer also hints that outside forces are circling, not attacking outright, but waiting. Regulators, competitors, and former allies all appear to be watching for weakness because CTT represents a rare thing in this world: independence. And independence attracts attention. Rebecca's role seems more prominent and more strained, suggesting that legal protection may no longer be enough to keep threats at bay. The law can slow damage, but it can't stop it when power wants results. Even Nate, who once provided balance and restraint, appears weighed down by the reality that numbers don't lie, and the margins for error are thinner than ever. Season 3 feels darker not because it promises more violence, but because it removes illusions. There are no safety nets left, no one to blame when things go wrong. The trailer frames the season as a test of endurance rather than ambition, and that's a crucial shift. Season 3 isn't about climbing higher, it's about seeing who breaks first when standing still becomes impossible.